Hello. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully I've got levels right. Hello. We are playing Dragon Day. Another one. This is a ancient black dragon, as the title may indicate. We're gonna have some fun with this one. Let's see. Well, hello to you as well. I am not sure who you are and what your how to pronounce your name, but AB Brow, we'll call you that. AB Brow, nice to have you. Yeah, we're gonna be painting a ancient black dragon, and this is gonna be interesting because we're gonna have to try to figure out how to make something that is matte black, not terrible. Not necessarily that difficult of a miniature. With a lot of the stuff that I'm doing 3D printing for these. I always forget his name, but this was modeled by a fellow who has completely modeled the entirety of the Dungeons and Dragons monster manual, and it is absolutely fantastic. And so I grabbed this, I did a little bit of modification so my 3D printer could actually print it, and this is what you got. So it's not that bad of a print and not that bad of a paint. It's just kind of big. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. I'm trying to find the name of that individual here. I should really look this up beforehand. Is Miguel Zavala. And he's done, on his Thingiverse profile, he's done like over 500 designs. So it's some pretty solid stuff. Okay, Cool, cool. So, we are doing a. I said we're doing black. We're going to try to make it not be absolutely horrible and matte. We're going to try to give it some depth. And yeah, if anyone wants to let me know how the voice to sound or voice to music volume is, that would be awesome. Yeah, we're listening to Stream Beats right now. A project put together by Harris Heller, which has a bunch of DMC, a free music for streaming and background music. So that is what we are doing today. So let's go through the plan here. I don't want this guy to be just plain old black. I want this guy to be more dynamic. And my idea is kind of like a oil slick style, where he's black, but he's also got some of those kind of green, blue, and purple sheen to him. So we're gonna try that. We might be mixing some colors in with blacks. We might be airbrushing some stuff in. Not exactly sure. So I've got my tea right here. Brush is ready. Water's ready. Definitely gonna be trying not to. Excuse me. Definitely gonna be trying not to drink my paint water. But yeah. Let's see. First off, we gotta make sure that all of our model is good and cleaned up. I did most of this already, but especially when you start doing dry brushing, you get every little blemish can like really pop out, and also some of the print lines. So anyway. Yeah, actually, I don't remember that. I don't remember Smog from the Hobbit all that well, like what the color scheme was. I seem to remember him being red, but I don't remember an oil slick, but I don't actually know. So, I actually have to figure out what I'm doing. We're going to start with painting some of the back of the wings. Excuse me. Black, and then we're going to try doing a little bit of like black base coat, and then a little bit of air quotes dry brushing to get some color on it to make it just not 100% black. So we'll see how that goes. One of the things I like working with this particular black is that it is super opaque and you don't need much to go far. So that's always nice. That's always nice. I was really happy with this print. I sliced it up in 4 parts, body, head, and both the wings. And it printed really pretty well. I printed this at 100 microns, which is 1/10 of a millimeter, if I've got my conversions right. And that is per layer. And I printed the wings, like, if you look at right here, you can see that there is some overhang with the wings kind of perching forward. But I really try to print it so that, you know, if this wing right here was just like completely vertically up, because that really helps not have as much support structure to clean up, and that's actually a real big issue with 3D printing is your support structures. It can get really messy, and so I try to make it that all the support structures were on this bottom edge here, and with the bottom edge being a little bit rough, that kind of lends itself to the wings being a little bit rough in and of themselves. So the print worked really well. I've started using super glue as opposed to hot glue, so that has made my my joins a lot cleaner. So yeah, pretty happy about that. Okay, so got a base coat going. And I just need to let this dry a little bit. Then we'll be able to do some dry brushing. Also really bad about keeping my paintbrushes clean. But we're going to try to do better this time. And as we found out from last stream, posture and water and no sitting on your feet, which I need to stop doing. Ugh. Okay. Let's see, what do we want to do over here? So I'm thinking something that, let's see, I'll use this as an example. So this is the dragon we did last time, which turned out very well. I'm very happy with it. I'll let this dry real quick. And you can see our primary color is this kind of red, and we did that with a red and a burnt sienna. A red and a burnt sienna. And then we darkened it with purple, but then we lightened it with an orange and a burnt sienna, and then a yellow and a little bit of burnt sienna. And that did a pretty good job of lightening it up, because with red, if you lighten it with white, it tends to go pink. It doesn't warm up, so to speak. And that's what I'm trying to figure out what to do with this black dragon, is how do we get contrast without... how do we get contrast while... correctly? How do we lighten the black into something interesting? Do we lighten it into a blue? Do we lighten it into a green? Do we lighten it into a red? Is that how we get the contrast? Or do we lighten it into a gray? And in what areas do we do that? I could definitely see that happening on, say, the horns and the claws, and maybe even the edges of the wings here. But I'm not sure about anything else. Yeah, Joel, nice. Grays and purples. Yeah, I'm definitely liking that. I don't know what to do with the lightning though, and also welcome to the stream. No, it is not a Warhammer miniature. Well, I mean, it could be, but it's definitely a. I'm probably gonna use it in my D&D campaigns because I run a lot of D&D. Yeah, I think I'm going to use both of gray and another color. So, but I still want to keep that nice and black base. So what we're going to start with, we're gonna start with some purple. This purple was the MVP of last session because it let me darken my red without it going all weird. So we're going to see how this does this time. How is voice to music volume? I can't quite hear what you guys are hearing, so it'd be nice to be able to get some feedback on what your guys hearing music-wise. Let's see. Okay, let's see what this dry brush does. So we're just going to try to do this in some of the panels. And the black is just going to eat up this color a lot, so we're going to have to be pretty aggressive with this, I think. But it's going to nicely highlight these ridges. Let's not spit on our... Alright. Thanks, Macaru. Sweet. It's always nice when the music balance gets done on the first time. And welcome to the stream. It's always entertaining, feigning ignorance of who's actually watching because I know all your screen names. Well, some of yours anyway. Let's see. I'm not sure how well you can see that. Let's see. Let's get some good light on this. You can see the fresh paint shine, but you can see a little bit of purple on it. Oh no. That'll be interesting. Let's try that with a different color. What's nice about dry brushing this here is it's really easy to cover up any mistakes that you make because, hey, this is acrylic. and I can just send another layer of black over the top of it and clean that up. Ooh, I really like that blue. That blue is nice and bright. So I can just about guarantee you that this is not going to be our final our final display here. I'm probably going to cover this with another layer of black, because it might be interesting to. Oh, that would be really cool. To start with a purple up near here, and then fade into a blue, fade into a green. That could be really cool if I can get that to work. There we go. Let's see. Ooh, that blue looks really good on that black. It's pretty subtle, and it's definitely going to dry a different color. But that is at least what I'm seeing here, this is a really nice, cool blue, and I think is going to work with the black pretty well. I don't quite want to make this guy like a Technicolor dragon where I do all of them in kind of these panels. Man, but that does look nice. Again, I'm not sure how well you can see, but you can get that faint hint of those colors, and it's starting to rub off a little bit of the black, so I probably need to let this dry a little bit better before I really airbrush or dry brush it. So probably going to be doing, yeah, I'm definitely going to be covering this up with a second layer of black eventually. So let's try the green. Let's see how well that plays. I think the green that I have might be a little bit too like evergreen, and come off being that's more of just taking off the black more than anything else. Might not be cool enough. More kind of a shiny gem tone that I'm looking for. Yeah, that just took the black off more than anything else. I'm not sure I like that as much as the blue. Well, now time for more experiments. Let's see what just a clean coat does. That's going to be too strong. I'm just about guarantee you that. Yeah. We're just going to wipe away our mistakes there. And really, that's what this session's going to be all about, is experimenting, because I honestly do not know what I'm going to be doing with this. I don't know the techniques I need to do, and so we're just going to be trying this out. But one thing I know that I'm definitely going to be doing is base coating this wing black as well. So we're going to go do that real quick. I have to say, I am very happy that I get to listen to music now. I really like listening to music when I paint. Helps me kind of zone out. But when I stream, there's so many issues with copyright claims and stuff like that that you really have to be careful what you play. And thankfully, this playlist is a curated playlist that the licenses have all been secured for streaming use. And so the guy who put it together, Harris Heller, just has bought the license to all this music from a bunch of different artists so that he is allowed to, well, he owns the music, so he owns the copyright and the distribution, so he has said, hey, you can stream this music, and because technically he owns it, he's the one that gets the streaming royalties from it, because he actually bought it. So he's made a nice old business decision on his part right there, and I get to listen to some of my favorite styles of music. We're currently listening to the generic EDM playlist, so that'll be fun. And I will say I have not curated any of this music, so I have no clue what the lyrics are going to be, but I'm assuming they're generally viable for public consumption. But if you hear something you don't like, I do not necessarily condone what the music is saying. Okay. So the other idea that I had, and I like, is actually a mix of black and the color that I want to do. And I'm looking at the blue right now, and I'm really liking the look of that. So we are going to start... We're going to try mixing some black and blue. And see what that looks like. Now what I have found is that black is very aggressive. Maybe brow. The Icy Fire. Yeah, good song. Good song. I wish I could play it. That'd be fun. But I mean, I doubt my stream would be big enough to warrant anybody doing a copyright strike, but you never know, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So, yeah, we're playing it safe right now. Let's see. Okay, what do we need? We need to mix this up. I like using this one. So I'm curious, what, when you guys are doing art stuff, are you, whether it's painting, miniatures, I know he's got some artists in here. Do you like listening to music? Like, what is your background, entertainment while you are focusing on stuff like that? If any of you do, anyway. As I said, I'm a big music person. I'll listen to EDM a lot, but my musical tastes go all over the place. I am hoping I'm gonna send a Two Steps from Hell, Joel. That's fantastic. Nice. So at the moment, I am the entertainment for Makaru. So that's I'm glad I was able to eke out a place above listening to generic music. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Yeah, Joel, Two Steps from Hell. Those guys are good. I am really hoping to get permission from Gavin Dunn of Miracle of Sound to use his stuff while I stream. Indie artist from Ireland, actually, and he is does a lot of music that I really like, and he's got hours of it. So I could go through probably like 3 solid streams without doing a repeat of some of his music. Yeah, Gavin's great. Okay, that's nice. Let's see. So I'm throwing some black and blue together, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for the full paneling, but I can see that being a solid color here. And I think, because in the interest of experimentation, we're going to be doing this with all the colors. Yeah, I think Gavin's good. I know this, what is my favorite song? Oh, good grief. That is a difficult question. More color. We're working on more color. Favorite song? Man. I can give you some of my top songs. Um, One of my favorite songs of Gavin Dunn's is "Lady of Worlds," which is um, his song in dedication to Ciri and in The Witcher 3 video game. And it's gorgeous. It is absolutely fantastic. Um, as for okay, that's cool. I guess I just need to mix some black in there. Okay. As for songs in general, ones that have always been on top of my list is Sultan's Swing by Dire Straits. That is an absolute favorite of mine. And who? See, I kind of have to like pick a favorite song per genre. Um, uh, Oddly enough, if we're going rap, "Not Afraid" by Eminem is probably my favorite rap song ever. Um, let's see. When it comes to EDM, oh, that one is really, really hard because I have like my EDM playlist is like, um, good grief, it's nearly 500 songs long, um, and each song on there is a song that I like listen to and went, ooh, I like the sound of that. Um, there's a song called "The Sway," um, by Jesse something, I can't remember. Um, and it is gorgeous because it's a song, like "Sultans of Swing," which is a song about music. Uh, this one is a song about, um, "The Sway" is a song about music, and how just music like really can transform, or not transform, how music can connect to you on such a deep level, which I um, really really agree with and really appreciate. I feel like I'm missing some obvious ones. Um, but yeah, I'd say that's a good mix there. I think my second favorite song of Gavin, because it's so close between Later Worlds. Later Worlds is like my favorite or second favorite, and then my other favorite slash second favorite would be New Black Gold, which is off of Gavin's very first album, and it's about Deus Ex Human Revolution. All of his music is based off video games. Um, who? I'm not sure. The one that I always play on the way to D&D. You might have to be a little bit more specific than that. Um, okay. Well, I like the mix of the black into the different colors, and so I think. Who? Um, so here's the funny thing. I only ever did drawing. EDM feels like flying. Ooh. I am honestly blanking at the moment. Hmm. I may just start my playlist. Um, let's see, Joel, weird idea. What would happen if you started adding a little orange on the outer thirds of the wings, trying to give them slightly transparent? That is, oh, I would love to do that if I were confident that I could actually pull that off. Transparency is so hard to do with matte colors. You kind of have to commit to a lack of transparency unless you have an actual plastic that's transparent. But Joel, that would be a great idea. Um, if I had the equipment to do it. Okay, last experiment here. We are anime girl splash screen. That does not really narrow it down, Jesse. Uh, Almost all of my EDM music has anime girls on it. Little little reel there. Um, let's see. I have to look at my playlist. Um, let's see. Actually, I can do this over here. So I'm gonna try to split this um, split this section right down here and kind of do that oil slick idea, and we're gonna see how that goes. Okay, library. Sort by title. Feels like flying. I honestly don't know, Jesse. But I do know that I think there's one. It's Ocean Blue, featuring Laura Brum, is a very good song and could qualify as that. Definitely fits the qualification of anime girl in the front. But that one's a really good one. Laura Brum is a fantastic um, singer in EDM. Um, Something I find interesting about EDM is um, oftentimes it's more of a producer, um, like producers write the music and they collab with singers, and rarely is there's not very many singer songwriters in EDM, or singer composers. Like, you have someone who does all of the electronic sounds, all the track bass, and then you just have a singer, and they collab with a lot of people. Vila is someone who does a lot. I like a lot of her stuff. Laura Brem is someone who does a lot. But then you'll have someone like, say, Midas, who is just primarily a composer, and doesn't really do anything else. So, okay, we're looking at this piece right here. I'm not sure. I'm afraid the camera is not picking it up the best. I'm trying to get as good of light for you guys as possible, but it's mostly glaring. But let's see. I'll just pull it back here. Yeah, so I'm trying to just decide what I like the look of here. I think I like the subtle hints of blue base best. Because blue complements black the most in my mind. And then, oh, thanks. Blue complements the black the best in my opinion. And the green and kind of reddish purple is it doesn't quite match. But I've already done something that's all been blue black and into white. So I've already done something red. Blue definitely goes into gray better. We also have some interesting, like, I'd say some natural elements here. We've got first of all, we've got this plated back piece here, which is going to make for some great color differential. Like, there's a natural barrier there, and that's also going to do some great dry brushing. We've also got the same thing in the center, under the chest, and so what you end up getting is, on the side of the tail, you have this dimpled skin with this double plate on top and bottom, which is going to make for some great color differentials. We also have horns and claws, and then we have this flare here. And don't know about you guys, but how my brain normally works is I can just I can look at something and then I just have to try to envision it in my head and think really hard about what makes it work. And the thing is, what I'm seeing is something that's shiny, but I can't do shiny, so I still have to work with matte. Let's see, Joel. The green might give it a little more dirty feel, like it's been around, rolled in the grass, keeps the cave roof. Oh yeah, ooh, that's like a really cool idea. I really like that. No, that's a really cool idea. I could definitely see using green as kind of like a highlight around the edges to yeah, give that sense of mold or algae almost. Man. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Because it's no fun to just sit around and look at a ooh, best color to do: green, purple, blue, yellow, or orange. Thanks, bro. White for the black dragon. Actually, you're not wrong, Joel. That might be one of the best ways to highlight it. That's probably how I'm going to do a lot of the claws. So this is what I'm thinking. Blue and black being the base color, blue being the highlight as the lighter color to give depth, especially on the dimpled skin. I'm thinking of various animals, kind of natural animals that have a lot of striking colors and try to make things look different. Or very striking colors, either to find a mate or as a warning symbol or something like that. I could definitely see that being kind of a big streak down the back. In fact, I would love the almost a contrast of just a pure white back streak. Could just be really contrasting and really cool. While using blue as kind of the well, Joel, that's the problem, is I might just take your idea. And then using blue as kind of the highlight in that, and then use the green as kind of as the dirt aspect. So, cool, let's go for it. We have a plan. It may not be a good plan, but it's a plan. So, we're going to start with base coloring all of this. We already have our black ready to go. So, we are going to base coat the bejeezers out of this. So, there we go. Let's get some of these out of the way. Actually, I am going to swap out my water real quick because it's getting a little bit dirty. So I will be right back.
That came out in 1989, and
Okie dokie, we're back. I have fresh water. Okay. I also have jasmine tea, which makes me happy. So, experimentation done. We have, alright, Joel, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. See you next time, hopefully. Oh dear. Keep calm and carry on, and favorite film. AP Brow, you're killing me here. Yeah, you see, you need to ask somebody, out of your, name 3 films out of your top 10. That's how you work that system. Uh, okay, favorite film. Um, man, that is a loaded question. Um, Gladiator. That's okay. I have never seen Gladiator, so shame on me. Um, I would have to say I grew up watching Star Wars, constantly. Um, however, um, there's a point when you've just watched something too much, and it's not that you don't like it anymore. Spider-Man. Okay, which Spider-Man? Are we talking Into the Spider-Verse, or are we talking like Tobey Maguire ones? Are we talking Andrew Garfield ones? Are we talking Tom Holland ones? Like we've got options. First Spider-Man. So we're talking Tobey Maguire ones. Or are we talking Homecoming? Because first could mean first of multiple series. I would have to say that one of my favorite movies right now, the one that I am like probably the most looking forward to watching again, because I think that might be the best way to think about it, is Rogue One. Myself and some friends are doing a Star Wars marathon, watching through all Star Wars media up through The Mandalorian. So we are watching. We started with The Phantom Menace. We just watched Attack of the Clones last week, and we are starting with the Clone Wars this coming weekend, and Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Harry Potter, King Arthur. Oh, it's King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. That one's so good too. But out of all of those, I think what I am most looking forward to watching is Rogue One again, and surprisingly, is I know it's not a movie, but I'm still looking forward to rewatching Star Wars Rebels, because I recently watched that, and I'm like, I got done with that. I was like, I kind of want to just watch that again. So, and I don't normally watch things multiple times, but I've watched Rogue One multiple times, and each time I watch it, it's so good. Let's see. 'Cause it's funny. There's some movies that are super good, but you only ever really watch them once, and then there's some movies that are good, but you end up watching them just a lot. And so, like, one movie that I thought was really good, I've only seen maybe one, I think maybe twice, maybe 3 times, is Black Hawk Down, my all-time favorite war movie. And then one that I've watched multiple times, and I am impressed by each time, is Mad Max Fury Road. That's a fantastic movie. Yeah, Macro. I feel like Clone or Rebels has a lot of rewatch value. And I'm gonna see with Clone Wars, because I watched that like 8 years ago, and I have not rewatched it since. V for Vendetta. I have not seen that, and I'm a little bit nervous too. But I have heard it's definitely good. Yes, let us hide all of our experiments and mistakes like good acrylic artists. Was it? Macro, you're gonna have to remind me of who said this, but he said it just has to stay on the canvas long enough to scan. Are we gonna watch Clone Wars in chronological order? I haven't decided yet. I know we're starting with the movie, because I've never seen the Clone Wars movie. I'm talking the animated movie, not Attack the Clones, but the Clone Wars movie. I have never seen that, so that's gonna be fun to see for the first time. That's good. Oh, we've got some more basic coding to do here. Now I'm trying to keep this back. Norman Rockwell, that's right. Said that it just had to last long enough to take a picture of. This back piece right here, I'm trying to leave as untouched by the black as possible so that I can get a nice white streak on it. Because, you know what? I wanna play around with high contrast. You know, who says you can't have subtlety and high contrast in your work? Also, as an artist, I really like high contrast. I think that's one of the reasons why I like pencil and monochromatic work. Because it's because of the contrast. What do I listen to? That is Trap. But yeah, the I have spent so much time listening to EDM. There's so many different subgenres of EDM. I love just like listening to whatever and trying to figure out like what I'm actually listening to. Trap is not my favorite, but trap is not my favorite, but I think some of my favorites are like house normally. House music is pretty good. We're listening to something right now. It's this is glitch hop. The style that we're listening to right now. Used predominantly by the likes of like the Fat Rat. He does a lot of really good glitch hop. But glitch hop has this fun skipping nature to it, which is a lot of fun. I've heard a lot of really good glitch hop. I've heard a lot of really bad glitch hop too. But okay, chat. Time for questions for you. You know, you're watching an art stream right now. Effectively, we're painting miniatures. But what are some of your favorite classic artists? We'll say anybody that is probably not alive anymore. Some of my favorites. Two of my favorites. Van Gogh and Rembrandt. If I had to pick classic artists, those would be the ones that I would pretty much pick almost every time. And bonus points if you have a favorite piece that they've done. Robert De Niro. I'm assuming you don't mean the actor, or Freddie, Robert De Niro, Denzel. I don't know those. I'm thinking of actors because Robert De Niro and I was thinking Denzel Washington. Unless I'm just completely uncultured, which spoilers, I am. So why Freddie, Robert De Niro, and Denzel? What have they done? Like what do you like about them, Brow? Like, okay, what do I call you? ABR2 BROU3. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep calling you Brow. Brow 3? Brows? Oh no. Just gonna start calling you a browser. I could probably be doing a better job of keeping this as a clean base coat. We'll see. I saw on camera. So I swapped up my camera position from last time, and oh boy, it's making it so much easier. Like, half the time I was off camera last time, but now I've got some actual, like, camera room to play with. Oops! Let's pretend you didn't see that. There we go. Okay. Also, last time I had the model on a base, like pre-glued to a base, and oh boy, that proved problematic. So I've learned from my mistakes. Base is right here. It's a 4-inch base because this is a gargantuan creature, according to D&D rules, and that means he's got a 4-inch base. I think also my brush might be a little bit big for what I'm trying to do with these. Best singers: Freddie Mercury, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, John Lennon, Ray Charles, etc. I mean, they're all good. I don't listen to hardly any of their music. Remember how I said I was uncultured? However, one of my all-time favorite singers, Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm, cannot vouch for their music, but good grief does she have a voice. She sings on a Lindsey Sterling song, Shatter Me, and she has a really good showing voice-wise there. So I would definitely check that out. I don't know, it's so hard to, like, dig through, good singers nowadays, I feel like, because we've kind of hit a certain degree of an oversaturation, and I feel like it's kind of hard to really, like, dig through everything. And so, let's see, best actors: Denzel Washington, Antonio Banderas, Robert De Niro. Ah, got it. Okay. I was confused because I asked about artists, and I got a bunch of actors. Yeah, man, best actors. Ooh, best actors is hard too. I know there's a few that I really respect. I'm getting paint all over my fingers. Jeremy Renner is an actor that I respect a lot, because he treats it so much like work and a job and as like a profession, and I really respect that. It depends on what you mean by best actor, because, yeah, Denzel Washington, absolutely fantastic. I would totally agree with that. But you have this kind of, what do you qualify as a good actor? Like, is it flexibility? Is it believability? A combination of both? Because I would say that you have people like, let's say, Robert Downey Jr. and what's his face? The guy that's been playing Deadpool. They so perfectly encapsulate those characters. It's absolutely incredible. But, do they have range? Do you even care? Because if an actor can play one character super well, do you even really care if they can play other characters? So that's something to consider. But yeah, if you're talking range, I think from what I've heard and what I've seen, Denzel Washington's pretty pretty dang good. Who else? Um, hmm. Real standouts I've seen multiple times. Expressions on faces. Okay. Expressive characters. I mean, then you have to go with like someone like Jim Carrey, obviously, or the meme lord himself. Oh, what's his face? I feel like I'm being put on the spot and I can't remember their names. Natural Treasure dude. But yeah, you've got people who have ridiculous expressions at that point. Let's see. I feel like I am taking up too much time with this detail and it could be better spent elsewhere. So, let's see. Why am I even being careful around the claws? I don't need to be careful around the claws. Okay. So, we're just going to do a quick once-over, make sure that everything is painted up black that needs to be black. We're going to keep the main pieces gonna try to keep these main center pieces as clear as possible. There we go. Got some right there. Okay, if you want to talk, not just actors, but voice actors, there's a couple standouts to me. Mark Hamill, for one. Fantastic voice actor. He is the voice of the Joker. And you can not convince me otherwise. And he has done so much in the American cartoon industry. And along with that, Matt Mercer of Critical Role fame, but also voice acting McCree in Overwatch and a few other notable characters, especially in anime dubbing. So, and he has range. Like he can actually, like he doesn't just have two voices. He's got dozens, and he can do them pretty consistently. Okay, now we're going along the edge here. Let's see. I don't think I'm doing anything special with the face, just the horns. We're gonna keep that off. Best film. The Mask of Jim Carrey. See, I think I actually got like freaked out by The Mask. Because it was so odd and like crazy, and I was pretty young. I got slightly terrified by that. But yeah, well, that's what happens when you're like 6 or 7. It was funny when I was a kid. Lord of the Rings coming out. I was young enough that, those movies were actually scary. And I was sleeping on the bottom bunk of some bunk beds at the time. And I was perfectly fine, no problem. Watched them a couple times, didn't watch the scary parts. Um, but then one day I was watching TV, and just out of nowhere, in a commercial, it showed just one shot, and it was a shot of the ring wraith over the hobbits when they were hiding under the tree in the first film. And I took one look at that and went, I am not sleeping on a bunk anymore. Bye. And from that day on, I slept on the top bunk. Thankfully, I didn't have to arm wrestle any siblings for it. But okay, there we go. So this is the interesting thing. So look at this. I haven't even put any white on, and look at that contrast. I'm liking the look of that. I'm not sure how big of a fan I am with that black streak, but look at that bottom streak. That is going to be a nice and striking contrast right there. So I'm not sure what I think about the back, but white is really easy to cover up with black. So let's see. A little bit there. A little bit tiny. Touch up right there. Ooh, sneaky. Sneaky pieces. Alrighty. I believe it is time for tea. Come on, paint. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. We're gonna have some cold tea. It's funny, there's a was a Thai place that I went to for a while. Actually, I still would, but they served jasmine tea, but they brewed it in mass. Thanks. Yeah, I think it's gonna come out well too. But yeah, they would brew their jasmine tea in mass, and jasmine tea is something that's really easy to burn. And so I got really used to drinking burned jasmine tea and grew a taste for it. And then I remember I had like real jasmine tea for the first time that like wasn't burned, and like blew my mind. So even though this is like cold and burned jasmine tea, I'm still a fan. So alrighty. So what are we doing next? Let's see. Black and white. Michael Jackson. I'm not sure if that's some social commentary right there, but I'm just gonna leave that. I'm just gonna leave that right there. So what are people's thoughts on a white streak on the back? I really like the white streak on the front. I think that can be like dry brush with a little bit of gray to dirty it up. In fact, I may even do like a super light gray base and then dry brush white to make it pop. But on the back, I'm not sure. Should that be like more of that like blue-black that we're going to be putting in elsewhere? What are your thoughts? Like dragon. Let's see. Well, there we go. Okay, there we are. I think the first thing that we do is we start throwing in some of that dark blue on the wings, especially I think probably closer to the wingtips. Dark gold, dark purple. Oh, Oh man, if I had a gold metallic, I would totally use that right now. But I don't. I do have a silver, though. Kind of steel. That could be interesting. That could be really interesting. Ooh. That'd be bold. I'm not sure I could fix that if... not sure I could fix that if I messed up. Okay, well, we'll put that on the let's see, dark gold, dark purple, dark gray. Yeah. Well, we'll shelve that for now, and just work on the wings right now. Something that I know that I can work with. So, let's see. Actually, bother. I forgot. I need to do a second base coat on the wings, or else the gray's gonna start peeking through. So we're just gonna try to slap that through real quick. Thankfully, I've already got that base coat on, so this is gonna go on a lot faster. You gotta remember to just be aggressive with the amount of paint that I have. It doesn't matter if it gloops on a little bit, because it's going to get spread around quite a bit, because I've got a lot of area to cover. I'm blocking your view, aren't I? Let's see. There we go. It's a little bit better. Okay. If you remember correctly, this was already has a second coat because I painted over all the other colors. So, okay. That one's better. Okay. So, let's get this around here. Get this around. Dark brown. Oh, dark brown. It's a. Yeah, it's cool, but I'm not sure it matches with like the dark blue color scheme that I'm going for elsewhere. Because I know I like the dark blue from our kind of test patches over here. So I think, how do I want to do this? What? I'm going to use, yeah, I think I'm just going to use this brush. Because I'm trying to get some pretty broad paint. And this is kind of like, it's not exactly a dry brush, but it's a light application. It's like if I had an airbrush, this is what I would use it for, of just like, well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to use an airbrush, but I'm trying to just get a basic, very light application on the wingtips. A little bit streaky. And heavy on the wingtips, so it looks like it's thinned out a little bit. Kind of like what Joel was saying about with going with the orange to go with the transparency. The best way you can do that is by doing just a little bit more color on the edges. Then I think what we'll do is on the main body, we will dry brush the blue on to give some texture. But we don't want to go too much, because this is a black dragon after all. We don't want to make the blue dragon. Now I'm realizing that I missed some spots here on my base coat. There we go. Let's see, how does that look? I'm gonna have to let this dry and let it stop getting quite so shiny. Actually, you guys can't see it very well. Oh look, I can't see it either. Never mind. We'll turn that light back on. Yeah, this has been vampire color, purple, black, dark red. Yeah. I mean, if I was wanting to go like super high contrast, and very striking, I would totally go black, red, and white. The one thing that's the problem though is that my red is not very good. Like, I do not have a good blood red, and you need a strong blood red for that. I'm hoping to get some better paints here in not too long. Let's see. I'm actually gonna a little bit too ambitious with the second base coat, so I'm just gonna dab off some of the area that isn't drying fast enough. There we go. That'll help dry it up a little bit. Okay. I think now, because we can, we are going to do some white on the front, because I know that I want to do white on the front. And I'm not going to need much. But I do want just a smidge of black in it. So I'm literally just going to go doink and mix. Even then that was too much black. Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, black is a very aggressive color to mix with, I have found. That might work. Actually, yeah, I think that's going to work. Whew, barely. Yeah, we're definitely going a light gray, like a super light gray on the front that we highlight with white. And that's going to work pretty dang well, I believe. Let's see, where can I grab this? It is not going to be a problem. And the thing is, we can get away with this gray because the black is so, well, black, and the white is so white. The contrast is going to be so strong that it will look like white in comparison to the black. Yeah. We'll clean up these edges later. So they're actually really pretty easy to clean up. But yeah, and once this gray dries, we can throw in some white. I'm not sure if I'm actually using the term dry brushing correctly, because I think I use it a little bit more aggressively than you're supposed to. But throwing in some I guess it might just be considered highlighting, but yeah, just highlighting with white, I think is going to work really well onto this gray. And I'm being kind of messy right now because it really doesn't matter. White is so easy to clean up with black. I'm probably going to use my black as my edging color, so I'm over applying my white. Because the black will be able to clean it up easier than the white can clean up the black. But already, you know, not even close to being done, and he's already looking stupendous. Now here's a fun question. We've got these ridges. We've got these ridges down here, and highlighting this like light gray could be amazing. It's bold, but it might just work. And what I'm realizing here is that our blue is not really showing up on the wings, hardly at all. So I think we're going to put some more on there and see what happens. We're going to make this a bit stronger. And show that kind of like when light really comes into this isn't actually a black dragon. It's got some major blue in it. And those ridges we can clean up later by edging with some black again. I don't think that this blue is strong enough in a blue. It dries pretty dark. So I think it's going to come off just right. All right. And as we've said before, if you don't like it, just put another coat over it. It's fine. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like having the wings be this more strong shade of blue. And honestly, what we could do is do kind of like an inverse of we dry brush black onto the blue, and that will darken it even more if there's too much of a blue feel to it. I'm not really looking for much like texture to these wings. Like, I think that would actually kind of defeat the purpose, because it's supposed to be very dark and hard to see whatever texture there might be. I think that's really just what the blue is doing, is between the texture of the actual model and the print mixed with the blue and the black base layer, that's going to give us all the texture we need. And if we need to like dry brush some black on there later, we can. Okay, let's go with same wing, backside now. Okay. Let's see. I need to adjust a few things, so stand by. Okay, we're back. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll have to work on my cam setup some more. It's definitely better than it was, but still has plenty of room for improvement. Yeah, it's always hard to get an angle that is not disrupting your ability to paint, while also giving you guys a good view. Okay. Some more of that good dark blue. Let's see. Oh, this will work well. Okay, let's see how this goes. Let's just try to get this brush pretty much used up. There we go. Okay, let's put you there. Alrighty, let's see. I wonder if that would work better. I'm right-handed, so I wonder if putting the camera on the left side would be better next time. Anyway, okay. I'll try to get this sorted. And see, this is also the problem with doing working with black, is it's hard to pick up on camera. It is a difficult color to really see, and I could try to get the camera a little bit closer, and we'll see. Tell me if there's any thoughts you have on how to make the camera be a better viewing experience for you guys, because I definitely plan to keep doing these. They're a lot of fun for me. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, so pretty much what happens is that this blue dries into almost a purple, which is really cool. We'll touch all this up later. I'm trying to just do broad strokes right now. Ooh, got some house music in the background. House music is probably my favorite of the EDM styles. There's a lot of different sub-styles of house. Tropical house, deep house, all from the illumination. Hold on. Are you saying that it's just not lit well enough? Is that what you're saying? That the it's hard to see because of where the light is compared to where the camera is? Because you guys, like, the camera's only a couple inches to the side of my head, so you're basically seeing what I'm seeing. And some basic, not exactly dry brushing, but close enough. You know, I did not get these legs close enough to really dry brush. Okay. Let's see if I can get a good image for you guys. Let's see. Well, move this over here. Let's see how well you guys can see that. Okay, there we go. Still a little bit damp on the inside, but I'm liking the look of that. We've got some good basic colors going. We still got that left wing to paint blue. Okay, it doesn't really matter which side, okay? Okay. Well, it just may be a nature of my camera not being high enough quality and or stream quality. Actually, I might be able to check that. I'm gonna go check that real quick. But yeah, I'm liking the look of it. Okay, let me check some settings real quick. One moment. Okay. Let's see, let's see. It keeps telling me that my video resolution is not good. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's see. It's very entertaining, I know. Let's see. The one thing that I could see being a problem is my output might be giving the wrong resolution, but it's not. Yeah, it's really weird. It should be coming out at 1080p, but I don't know why it wouldn't be. So, I know that there can be some weird compression things going on. Spam Dell keyboard. I don't. Not quite sure what you mean by that. Yeah. I'll have to check that next stream, before next stream. Because I want you guys to actually be able to see what I'm doing. Because I think what I'm doing is cool. And I think it's worth watching, otherwise I wouldn't stream it. Yeah, it keeps telling me that my output is wrong. Let's see, we've been going for how long? Hour and a half? We got some decent distance going. We've decided on what we're doing for palette. Mostly. We still have to figure out exactly what we do for that back piece. We're just gonna grab that dark blue right when we need to. Cool. Dell, absolutely. Oh, best brand of computers. Home built, obviously. Build your own. Okay, T-sip. Oh, you're looking at my keyboard? Is that what you're doing? Okay, first mug of Jasmine tea. Done. Mug 2, the big one. Which I should honestly probably heat back up. Because that is lukewarm. Like the inside of a tauntaun. Okay. I think we need to decide what we're going to do on this back piece here. Otherwise, it's just going to be, we're going to be delaying the inevitable. So I think horns and crest here need to be this gray. So let's do that real quick. Let's get the brush I actually want. Clean the ones over here. There we go. This is some interesting music. Randall Alienware. Brow, I'm afraid you lost me. Let's see. Let's get this white and gray. Bump that in right there. Gray, gray. Yes. And I think we could do a fun dry brush to get some darker texture in here. Like if we faded the edges out black, that could be fun. Again, we're being a little bit sloppy with the white because we can clean up with black much easier than we can clean up with white. This is going to take multiple coats, pretty sure. And we'll get the horns here. I like using a different brush for this part. But I don't care. This is one that I have. This is one that has paint in it. Okay. Water? Well, yes, I'm counting tea as water. My posture has been doing decently well. My sitting on my feet, not so much. So one thing that we have to make sure of is to not lose detail by putting our paint on too thick. There's kind of a meme in the Warhammer 40k community of one of the official Warhammer painters, or he used to be the official painter, and now he does his own stuff. He has this whole thing about too thin coats. Do everything in too thin coats. Because if you go too thick, you glob the paint on, and you start losing detail. And while I have not watched a single one of his videos, the meme has taught me how to paint a little bit better, so I try to go the too thin coat approach a little bit more, so that I don't lose this great scale detail that this fantastic model has. And a reminder, if you guys weren't here for the beginning, this model was done by somebody Zavala. Gabriel? Miguel Zavala. There's a whole bunch of models, STL models, that you can 3D print for D&D monsters and such like that. So, big shout out to him. Okay, second coat on the flare here. Because that's the thing with white and gray, is that it takes 2 coats minimum to cover something that's black, and it takes 1 coat of black to cover something that's white. So it's a lot easier to do touch-up work with black than it is to try to do it with a white or a gray. Now, something that's always a challenge when you're 3D printing is you've got these print layers and print lines, which are always frustrating to work with. And that's where the inverse of the 2 thin coats can come in handy. Is if you're trying to hide some of those lines, you can layer your paint on a little bit thicker. But it does result in... Oops. It does result in just less detail, which can be a problem. Or, not less detail. I mean, yes, less detail. But, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It makes you can make your model look like gloopy and, like pudgy, I guess you could say. Which you don't want to do. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. We've got kind of this hint of blue on the wing, so it's not just a flat matte black. With some, it's not just flat matte black, and then we've got this light gray that we're going to touch up into some white to get some high contrast. And we still just have to figure out what this back is. Which miniatures do you like the most? Star Wars, Warhammer, Harry Potter, Bolt Action, World War II, or Marvel? Who? The actual miniatures themselves. I honestly don't know. I'll kick out Harry Potter and Bolt Action and Marvel because I don't really know much of those. And I'd have to throw some D&D in there too. I'd have to say probably who. It is a toss-up between Warhammer and Star Wars. What Warhammer does so well is that they've been making miniatures for so long. I feel like they really know what makes a good miniature look good. And they really play to it. And also the sci-fi aesthetic works really well. However, that's also kind of true with Star Wars as well. They've got a good aesthetic going on. But with that being said, like, Star Wars came up with an aesthetic, and then they, are making miniatures for it, not the other way around, like what has happened with Warhammer, where it started out as, how do we make cool miniatures? And, oh, hey, let's make a game around it as well. So, we're going to need some more gray here. So as I said, overpainting the gray so I can just come in with the black later. No, I think I'm going to make under the chin this gray as well. I think we're going to go from tip of the tail to all the way up under the chin. So I think that's some fun consistency. And now I want to move my light because this is not going the direction that I want it to be. Let's see if we can get this guy in a spot where I actually want him. Up and around. To grandmother this house we go. Let's see. I just stuck my fingers in my tea. Oh well, that happens. Tea time. Let's see. I'm going to move this all the way over here. Ooh, there we go. I think that might work a little bit better now. Getting lighting on the angle I actually need. And on the angle that you can actually see. Hey, look at that. We have light. Now this guy has gray on his chin chin chin. There we go. I think that does it. Wolf gray. Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. That's a good name for this. This is definitely a wolf gray. My swatch looks like I'm painting a sky right now. Okay. We got the front. We've got the sides. We've got the back. We just don't have this stripe. It's killing me, Smalls. Let's see. I want to get paint on all of this so we don't have any more gray. And then we can start finessing the detail. It is just about 4. Well, for you, where are you from? We're on the West Coast, the U.S. GMT. Okay. Man. Let's see. I'm just trying to imagine it. I think that gray on the back would just look weird. But I want to be different than the wings. Well, I'll have to take your word on it of how far away we are. UK maybe? Europe? Or are you still stateside? Europe. Nice. Nice. Never been. I'm not a traveler, so I've been to I've lived in 4 states. Traveled around a little bit there, but never been out of the country. Okay, so I'm almost feeling blue. Blue for this back here. Kind of tie everything together. Blue and a gray. I don't want it too bright. I want some black to it. So I'm thinking a black base coat with pure blue on top and not a darker blue. Maybe highlight it with some blue with some white in it. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. I'm getting tired of this, not knowing what I'm doing with this part of it, so. Well, I appreciate you dropping by for the stream. Hope it's been interesting and entertaining. Yeah, I can imagine. No, I had a friend way back in the day. We were playing like browser games, and he was in the UK, and it was funny because we were like when I slept was when he went to school, and so we had a solid 8 hours that we were kind of on the same wavelength, same time. Oh wow, actually I just like that as a flat black. That's interesting. Okay, every piece, we have no more gray color except for inside the mouth and some of the claws, which I already know what I'm going to do with those, so I'm not going to do that. We are going to swap down to smaller brushes, and we are going to start doing a detail pass. I was hoping to do this before we hit 2 hours, which looks like we are succeeding with. We are going to do... Let's see. I actually already have a gray. I'm going to put some white in so that we don't have to split it quite so much. Because I don't want to have to... We don't need a huge amount of gray anymore. So I'm just going to start with the gray and lighten it with the white. Or more like start with the white and lighten and darken it with the gray. Because darkening with gray is going to be overkill. Or black. Darkening with black is going to be overkill. I can talk. I promise. So what about you, Brow? What are you watching for? Are you a painter? Are you a modeling hobbyist and such? Ghost Gray, yeah. What brought you to this stream? Because I know I've been posting some of my finished work on Instagram and such, so I'm curious, how did you find some nerd on the East Coast, or excuse me, nerd on the West Coast, who is an amateur painter streaming on YouTube? Okay, it has officially happened. We found a song that I do not like the sound of. There we go. So yeah, how'd you find me over here? I know some of the people who are in here, I know in real life I've got siblings and friends and people from my D&D group who are dropping by. But it does not sound like you're one of them. which congratulations, I think makes you my first non-friend viewer. So, I always forget to talk when I start doing detail stuff. I mean, granted, I've only done this like... Well, actually, this is my second time, so... Does this mean that I've done this enough that I can say an always and never? Ah! We're good? We're good? Yeah, I don't know many official paint colors, because I started with pencil, and like color and color theory are not my strong suits. This has been a new experience for me. I'm trying these out. There you go. Is there anything else I want to do? Got some claws there. Alrighty. That. Just let me know. Okay, this is the tedious part now. We need to just start applying, like looking over all the parts of the model and make sure that we get all the areas covered. Make sure that we have a base coat of black everywhere. And I probably should have done that sooner, but we're doing it now. I'm not gonna lie, I think just pure black on this main area down the back is probably one of the best ideas. It looks the best to me. Okay, so all that's gonna be cleaned up, but I want to get... There we go, back there. Hey, I like this song. That sounds good. Get that stuff in there. I found there's a lot of give and take with when you're trying to edge stuff properly. Of like you're constantly doing a coat of one thing, then a coat of the other, a coat of one thing, coat of the other, to try to get as clean of an edge as you can. I'm sure there's techniques you can use, but I'm slowly learning what I need to do it. Okay, let's look in there. Ooh, I found some open plastic. So pretty much what we're trying to do right now is get to the point where we can start dry brushing and applying detail. Without worry of finding a spot that we're going to have to go back over. Which is the important part. It's going to be a big bummer. Oh, I'm almost off camera. I think I need to move that a little bit over there. If once you do some dry brushing, to have to go back and go over your dry brushing again when you after you've done some nice texture work, and then you don't have you have to go back and messily fix something. Do I use Vallejo paints or just Warhammer? I normally I actually am just using just like off-brand off-brand. Oh, why am I missing it? I am just using off-brand paint, but I am planning on building a collection into Vallejo. I have a Vallejo oiled, oily steel that looks really good. And I'm probably gonna build my collection out. Okay, so I think what we're doing next, what we need to do now, is we need to start thinking about what layers we're doing. So we're going to start with, okay, double check everything. I want to make sure that I don't have to come back through and correct any. Oh, hey, there's my face. Correct any missing gray areas. Once I start putting detail in. So we have all that there. Overdoing it with the gray. We're gonna clean it up with the black. And then we can start doing interesting dry brushing details. Follow up the tail. That needs a little bit of help. I see some gray on here. And I need more black. We're gonna keep needing more black. So, bro, where are you? Like, where are you from? What are you? You said you're from Europe, country in there, or? Well, if you don't want to say, that's fine too. Like, where are you from? Like, how'd you find me? Like, what do you do for hobby stuff? It seems like you know a decent amount about Warhammer. Do you hobby in that area as well, or are you just a painter? Like, or do you play as well, or you know any games that you play there too? Oh, let's not sit on the foot anymore. Woo-hoo. As I said, if you don't want to talk about that, that's fine too. But ooh, I found one spot. Probably not brown nails. I have no brown in the rest of the piece to tie in the color. There's a rule in art and color theory. Some of the few color theory I actually know. That is, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can get this camera a little bit closer. Hey, there we go. Where you want about a purple nails maybe, but I'm liking the gray and white here because that ties in the other places. But effectively it's a 60-30-10 split of color. So you want your piece to be 60% one color, 30% another, and 10% your final. And so it's like primary color, secondary color, accenting color. And what I'm finding here is that the black kind of, well, oddly enough, it actually might be that it's that black, kind of black blue, is that kind of black blue is kind of the primary color. The gray is the secondary color, and then pure black might actually be the accenting color. I'm not sure, but we've got, yeah, we'll see. Maybe white, like pure white, will be the accenting color. We'll see. And I think that's part of the fun of South of Europe. Cool. That's one of the fun things about painting, is that you never know, like, it's an exploration as you're going through. I mean, I also think that that's a way of people saying that, you know, trying to make a complete, having no clue what they're doing, sound cool. But, you know, it is an exploration of, I didn't know exactly how this was going to turn out, and it is fun to discover what it's going to turn out as. Even if I did kind of have a plan, or somewhat a plan. Oh, I am off camera again. There we go. I wish I had like almost like a video game HUD overlay. Oh, you're also a painter. Nice. Where I could see like where the camera's actually pointing. How'd you find me? Were you just looking on YouTube, or did you find me on Instagram, or? Yeah, I'm like super new to the painting hobby. Like I've done this piece. This was my last stream, which I was really happy with. I've done another blue dragon and a little blue beholder for D&D. And some other incidentals, but like I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 large models, and then maybe a dozen like small miniature ones that are like this size. There we go. Okay, we're gonna keep going over here. Yeah. Speed this up a little bit. Yeah, I've used to paint everything on bases, and now I am just not going to do it anymore at all. It's been way too much of a pain to paint something on a base. So now, just freeform the model and we'll glue it on later. I think we're going to do that. Thank you, I'm really proud of it. Oh, you just found me on YouTube. Awesome. Oh, right, I messed that whole part of the face. my friend Joel, who was in here before, who was talking about doing green, kind of green moss. I think I really like that idea. I think I'm gonna do that around the feet, and then probably do a green base for the kind of a green theme for the base. Oh, yeah, this song. There we go. Well, as I said, that officially makes you my first non-friend viewer. Or non-IRL friend viewer. So, congratulations. I'd give you a prize if I had anything to give. It was actually, it was Warhammer 40k that got me into the hobby. I don't play. I don't even have any models. But I have watched a ton of 40k battle reports. And I just got so... I realized like one of my favorite parts of the game was seeing all these painted models. And it had never clicked for me for playing Dungeons and Dragons, like why to paint models and stuff like that. Oh, nice. Thanks for the sub. I never understood why, like, in D&D, why you would paint your models. Like, it just never really clicked. And then I was seeing... I was just seeing these armies of beautifully painted models, just dozens, hundreds of individual miniatures, painted beautifully, and it was just so easy for me. You're the best. It was just so easy for me to imagine what was going on because of how well everything was put together. And I loved it. And that really inspired me to start painting, little miniature armies for D&D. And then I just decided to, I was like stressed out one night. Oh wow. Do you paint for work as well? Or just as a hobby? One night I was just like super stressed. I was like, you know what? I am going to paint this dragon that I had, and reach around here. Oh no, you're fine. I'm getting like 95% of what you're saying, so that's good. Oh yeah, so I just decided to paint this dragon, and it came out super well. Actually, no, I'll grab it. I'll show you real quick. So this was the first this was the first creature I ever painted. And it turned out so well, I was just so motivated of, like, it came out really well. I was like, wow, that's actually legit. Like, do I actually have some natural talent with this? And so I decided to start doing more, and then I did that red dragon. I was like, so you paint at work a little bit? That's cool. Are you like a commission painter? Or are you like do you do miniature painting for work, or do you like paint as a job and for like paint houses and stuff like that? But yeah, it came out so well. I was like, holy cow, I might actually be able to do this, well, and that was really motivating to me. And so I just started doing it and decided to stream it. Um, yeah. Let's see. I think we're mostly done here. Thanks. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I've still got some questions for it. Like we're gonna clean up these edges. We're gonna dry brush and highlight white on the gray to try to make it pop as much, as much as possible. Um, um, Man, I really just like leaving those back scales black. Hmm. Man. My only idea is to maybe try to edge highlight some of the scales with white, because I think that could be interesting. So almost get like a white outline down the back here. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Okay. Let's I think we've hit that point where it's like it's 80% done and I could throw this on a table and it would be perfectly fine. But I don't want to do that. I want to give this thing some love. So what do we need to do next? Or what do we need to do to finish this thing out? We need highlights, we need dry brushing. We need dry brushing on the front here. That's going to be pretty clean. We're going to need some highlights and dry brushing on the claws here. That should be fine, but I'll save the black edging after that. We're going to clean up these edges after the dry brushing. And after we clean the edge, that's when we dry brush everything out here. So I guess we start by dry brushing the bright parts, and we'll clean up the edges, and then we'll dry brush the dark parts. And that should be all the detail we need, pretty much. Nice. Okay, cool. That means we need white. And this is my favorite part of painting. Dry brushing is, like, when I learned how to dry brush, that is when I realized that with not that much effort, you can make something look really good. So, let's see, I'm trying to catch these edges. Not sure if we actually are, though. Ooh, that might have been too much. Might need a smaller brush, actually. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Might have the wrong brush for this. We'll find out. This is why we're dry brushing the light stuff first, because I'm getting white all over the place. I would rather clean up with black than not. I don't want to have to be super careful when I'm doing this. One of the things that I try to think about too when I'm doing this is, this is probably going to be a D&D monster. So, yeah, 4 to 5 layers. 4 or 5 layers in total, or just 4 or 5 layers in like the dry brushing? One of the things I try to think about is how how this is going to be viewed. And if it's a D&D monster that's on the table, it's probably going to be seen like this. And so I want this to be its like biggest, craziest profile, with the biggest contrast and the best kind of view. And so that's what I'm trying to do with some of the highlights, is to really sell this angle in kind of a cinematic sense. Like, this is the angle that it's going to be the most striking, the most intimidating from. So there we go. Oh, that's cool. Some of these kind of spiky bits accidentally got some white on them, and it looked really cool. So, don't like that. Man, that did not turn out the way I wanted it to. A little bit too bright. I don't know. That might work. So what if we... Oh, there we go. Look at that. Just threw a little bit of dry brush of white onto this main black back there. And that just highlighted the edges just enough. Yeah, buddy. Sure, the crest is good white. That's a good question. I was thinking of fading it black. And I think I actually made a mistake of this gray needed to be darker to make the white really contrast and pop better. But we'll see. Let's get some whites on these claws. I'm gonna need some more white here. I don't know, what do you think? Should it start black and fade into white, or should it be white and fade into black? For that crest. You've probably got way more experience painting than I do. I don't think I did the white on here. There we go. There we go. That's cool. Okay, that's there. You know, I think I'm gonna try fading this a little bit black and see if that makes it any better. here. That's just catching the edges. That's fun. Let's give him a nice black edge. Yeah, I definitely think the crest and the horn should. And that's why I was initially thinking of doing them white. But it's a cool technique, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work artistically. You know, I think what's going to look better is if the crest is by nature black and then it is highlighted white. So it kind of towards the wingtips, or kind of towards the tips, it turns a little bit white. I think that's going to look a little bit more striking and eye-catching. Because white wasn't quite doing it for me. This kind of black dry brushing isn't quite doing it for me either. I think we're going to go with... I think we're going to go with black and let it dry. And then get some white on there after. Yeah, it's coming together pretty well. I was saying at the beginning that just like it's hard to work with black, because it just doesn't have. It's just like super saturated, and it's one thing, where other colors can be mixed into interesting interesting combos. Or you can get interesting definition with other colors, excuse me. Where black is just kind of flat, honestly. Detail hides in black. Okay, while we're waiting for that to dry, let's clean up some of our edges. I'll start with the left wing here. And this is where I get a crick in my neck as I don't relax because I'm constantly in tension trying to do detail. And yet I still miss some gray plastic. There we go. That's a clean edge. Yeah, this is unfortunately, kind of the tedious part of the whole. I am completely off camera. There we go. The tedious part of this whole endeavor is doing this kind of like fine detail parts, which is to me kind of what makes it come alive. But is the part that I hold my breath for and get super tense on. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm off camera again. There we go. Cool. Okay, that's that wing done. You know what? I am feeling music change. We've been listening to EDM from Harris Heller. And I'm just not feeling in this particular mood right now. So let's see. What has he got? He's got some other stuff going on here. Let's see, string beats, EDM. Albums, songs, artists. String beats. Nope, that's not it. Okay, that's natural. Man, why am I having a hard time? Maybe I just need... String beats. Let's see, lo-fi. Let's see, do we have synthwave? Yeah. Let's see if we can get some synthwave going on here. There we go. What do you mean he's bold colors? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Like in his coloring? Like in profile, or like the actual colors that make him up? There we go. Got some synthwave going on now. A little bit more chill. Nope. Okay, that's funny. I accidentally dipped his wingtip in some paint, and it just happened to be the white paint that was the wingtip. Fortunately for me. There we go. Maybe I'll see what you guys are seeing. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can actually get these nice and colored. I'm trying to remember the lore for black dragons in D&D. They have this weird, like, metallics versus chromatic dragons. So, like, the colored dragons, which a black one is considered a colored dragon. Where, like, the black ones are all evil and stuff, and all the the metallic ones are good guys. And each of them kind of have some weird thing about them. Where like the blue ones are like tacticians and masterminds, and the green ones are like schemers and have plans upon plans and love playing the political game and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember what the black ones do. I think they're kind of like enslavers. I'm trying to remember. Like they're the ones that have like the most minions. Red ones are like the most vain and the most aggressive. White ones are like completely bestial. Like they're practically just animalistic monsters. Where a lot of the other ones have a lot more character to them. Yeah, if you're playing D&D, it's dangerous to fight a white dragon because they're not interested in prisoners. They just want to kill and eat you. Which can be quite dangerous. There we go. Oh, I see some not quite finished pieces there. Yeah, I definitely think, oh yeah, the black and white bulls. Yeah, no, he does. That's a good catch. Yes, Makaru, the first dragon you guys fought was a white one. However, I was playing him a little bit smarter. Believe it or not, I was actually playing him a little bit smarter than the book gives him credit for. You know, I was being careful, obviously. Oh, that annoys me. There's some black that got on there. Ooh. We're gonna have to let that settle a little bit. Whew. Bump the camera. Time to stretch. Time for water. Time for jasmine tea. That's bitter and old and cold. Whew. I'll have to say, I think my favorite piece so far is this edge highlighting on this back piece there. It makes it actually look interesting. Like you can actually see some scale definition. Which reminds me, it's time to do some highlighting on this back crest. We were just waiting for that to dry. Probably need fresh water. We'll see. Okay, we're going for some white edging on camera. You doofus. So this will give us our edge over the competition. What about shade? Which ones? Well, I'm trying to shade white into the black. We'll see if this actually works. It might. Then we'll just have to make sure to make the white edge really white, so it actually pops. Dark brown shade. I'm wanting to stay away from brown right now. I'm trying to keep to like white, blue, and black, and variations thereof, just so I don't get too muddy of a palette. Because I really don't want to get this like confuse my color palette on the actual dragon. Okay, let's see. Wait, that's right. I think we did. Yes. Yes. Nope. Ah, yeah. Synthwave. Yay for synthwave. And then we just need to make sure that the actual edge is actually white. Which is going to be hard. I see some leftover tension music. I have not heard it called that. There we go. I might have to put it on relatively thick just to get the color density that I want. I probably need to clean out my water. I'm gonna let that dry and see if I can dry brush just a little bit. Oh, purple blue shade. Ooh, oh, that's cool too. I don't know. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit while I figure out what else I'm doing. Then we can do just a little bit more dry brushing there. I am gonna go get some more paint water, and I will be right back. All right, and we're back. So, we have fresh water. We have fresh paper towel. We got some bopping music. So, and we've got Kick Butt Dragon here. Which I messed up this a little bit. I may have to fix this. It did not quite turn out the way that I wanted to. But we're doing pretty good. We've got our edging done on our wings. We've got our edging done on our fingers. No, we kind of had to stop mid doing that, I think. Because that nail got messed up a little bit. Man, my white seems a little runny. Not a fan. Yes. It is my goal in life to never accidentally drink out of my paintbrush water. So, we were mid-edging. That's right. We were mid-edging. We were just about done the claws. Yeah, we had done one set of claws. We need to do the other. So, let's see. Make sure we get some good, clean edges. I have yet to date actually drink out of my paint water, but it can still totally happen. It's my goal never to, but it still might happen. It looks pretty clean. Oh, missing a little bit there. We're looking pretty good. Now we're down to the toes. Go. Yeah. I'm not gonna look at this. I think to really make this pop, I'm actually going to keep this tail spike, like just the spike is going to stay white, but the tail is going to stay black. This is what I like about using black for edging, is that it's so opaque, you get clean edges. Like, you don't get much bleed through of other colors. So when you're trying to do this real clean edge work, it actually works. Now, frustratingly, I actually have a bit of a stray bristle on this that keeps giving me marks, so I think I'm actually going to have to use my other mini brush. There we go. That's better. And we'll see if we can dry brush this area later. Ooh. I like the sound of this song. So instead of, like, normally I would try to fade these edges, but I think the contrast between the black and the white is a strong design element here. So I really want to keep it. I don't want to try to fade this. I think it's just going to look better as a hard edge. Which is always a little bit nerve-wracking because that means you actually have to, like, have a steady hand and be good. Which, let's be honest, is what I'm trying to avoid having to do. Could one make the argument that an entire life of an artist is trying to figure out how you don't have to be good? Like, can I cheat this? Okay, sorry if I'm blocking some views here. I'm got some really complicated angles I'm trying to snag without being too stilted. There's some frustrating angles. I need as much support width I can get. Whew. Nice. Nailed it. Honestly, you know, I might need to put my glasses on. Oop, bump the camera. Does that help? Might find out. Now, I need to make sure I am done within an hour now. That's my time limit. I really want to make sure I get this done on stream. That's a clean line. I really like that. Yep, glasses, not a fan. Ugh. You should put you over there. Just this particular light is a little bit harsh on my eyes. I'm gonna have to cut down how long I stream for. Got some of those black marks I'm gonna need to. You can see right in there. Come on, focus. I know you can do it. So maybe there's some. Just doesn't want to focus. I've got some black marks I'm gonna have to work on. Okay, now this wing is right in the wrong spot, but we'll see if we can work with it. Got some long range brush work here. Wine and football. That's easy answers for me. Basketball never clicked for me. Never really had an interest. grew up watching football. Um, although American football. If we're talking, actually, I would still prefer European football over basketball. I'm pretty sure too. But and as it goes for beer or wine, definitely wine. I have a sweet tooth and I do not like bitter things, so beer is not my jam. Clearing up some mistakes here. Okay. That's one side just about completely edged. Glad I swapped to this different brush. Okay, let's keep going. Let's take this side. I got this white streak to sort out. I mean, honestly, from the camera's angle, that almost looks like a shine piece. Or a shining highlight. Wait, I think this might be a little bit easier. Not sure. Maybe not. Let's see. Trying an angle I can actually work on. Ooh. Pop, blues, or hip hop? I think if I gave it some real listening, I might be... Actually, I don't know. Pop is super catchy, and I'm a sucker for something that's super catchy. So, I have been known to belt along with various pop tunes. Oh, what's her face? Katy Perry. I've been known to belt along to a couple Katy Perry songs. I like Pink. Although I'm not sure if she qualifies as pop, as she is more... She has a certain rock vibe to her, which is honestly part of the reason why I like her. And also, good grief, that voice. She's probably up there in like one of my top 5 favorite sounding singers. And for rock, exactly. Rock and roll. I grew up listening to the Eagles and a jazz band called the Rippingtons. And I think that really defined, in my mind, like what good music sounded like. The Rippingtons had some good, solid, like, synth. Kind of some good synth in their jazz, which I think is why maybe some of the stuff I like listening to can be so synth sounding, and electronic sounding, like you've been hearing all of today. But yeah, rock and roll. Best football team USA. Ooh. I have long had a soft spot for the Broncos. I haven't been watching a lot of football recently. But back in the day, Denver Broncos were the team. And then recently, they had hit the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning, and they kind of became my default, like, that's who I wanted to win, because Peyton Manning took them to the Super Bowl, their quarterback, like, at least twice, if not 3 times. And he was on the verge of retirement, and I really wanted him to get a Super Bowl win, and so they were really, like, my team. And when it comes to, like, European football, aka soccer, as us heathens call it, I have no clue. I don't watch soccer. But yeah, what's your sports scene over there? Who do you like watching? Okay, I need to not get impatient and sloppy. Clean edge. Barca. I have not heard of them. Are they... You said Southern Europe. I was thinking like maybe Spain and or Spain, Portugal, Barcelona. I know that. I don't know. I am sadly very ill-educated on European sports. I mean, I hardly know anything about American sports, but Spain, yeah. Honestly, I know more about medieval Europe and such than modern times. Curse of being a fantasy role-playing gamer. More interested in the history of places and what's currently going on. But can I just say that I love the internet? Like, here I am painting a miniature dragon that I got from some random guy who modeled it. I 3D printed it. I'm painting it on stream, chatting to a guy about European sports. It's just cool. I like the age we live in. The Cowboys football team, are they good? I don't know currently. They are. I remember them being good a couple years ago, but I think American football has some rules for kind of like balancing out the teams, of like, depending on how well you did the previous year, you get a certain seat for drafting new players, and so the people who are on the bottom get first chance to pick new blood, so it kind of helps the rotation around. So I know they were good a while ago. I think they got a Super Bowl a few years ago. No, I'll tell you one thing. The sports that I am most familiar with are actually esports. I'm probably most familiar with StarCraft. StarCraft 2 specifically. I'm trying to remember. I know. Europe has some really good players right now. They're the people who are actually giving South Korea a run for their money, player wise. right now. But it's funny. It's like almost all the pro pro video game teams have Koreans on them. Okay. Look at that. We got a good, clean line, belly to tail, on this guy. That is some detail work. And it's going to be fun to plop this guy down on the table sometime. Okay. So I'm realizing I like kind of the bluish color for the wings. And I like leaving the more body area like super cool black. Keeping the contrast high. And yeah, I think it's time to do a little bit of dry brushing this crest. That's what we need. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm really happy about it. I think we're approaching like 90-95% of the way done. We're in those nice last sections that like really you don't have to do, but makes it look nice. Yeah. Get some more of this white on the edges here. Okay. What next? Because we're getting close to being done. Oh, that's right. I do need to clean up a little bit of the edge where I got a little bit of black where I shouldn't have. Let's see. Let's clean up that edge from this side. Let's see. What do we do here? Okay, I know we need to... I can see a seam right there. So we need a blue-black. That was actually probably way too much. But... where's my brush? Oh, my water's a mess. Take some black. Mix it in. That's a little too blue. So let's throw some more in there. Where's my... there you are. There you go, nice. Using X-Acto knives. Yellow eyes. Ooh, yellow eyes. We'll see if I can pull that off. I like that idea. I was thinking white initially, but yellow might work just fine. Dude, I'm surprised you were here like at the very beginning. You are staying with it. I am impressed. There we go. Okay, get that nice and on the edge. we go. Make sure that's a blended edge. Nice. There we go. Cool. Oh, nice. What are you painting? Let's see. Okay. The blue makes the wings pop out pretty nice. I like that. So, do we dry brush some blue? Dwarf Warrior? Nice. Classic. Do we dry brush some blue onto the black and pull it all together? Or do we just leave the black like super black? Kind of I lost what to do next. Blue purple? Yeah. I like the fade of the crest here. That turned out pretty well. Yeah, you know what, I think we're just gonna do a little bit of a dry brush on here. Just try to give a little bit of color depth. So it's not just flat black. That can get boring. Go. Definitely don't want to put too much on there. Don't want to get any blue. Yeah, this dark blue on the white. My hope is that this will just give it a little bit more depth, a little bit of shine. Keep the black from just looking flat. It's pretty subtle, kind of hard to see. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, it's happened. So remember those white edge highlights I had for the scales, well, you go over them with a little bit of this blue dry brush. That white turns blue. Real nice. And that kind of pulls everything together. A little bit on accident. Beautiful. Oops. And then messed up. Oops. Okay, we're gonna have to clean that up with some white. That's fine though. Honestly, dry brushing blue on the black makes it really hard to see if I am even dropping any color on here. I'm kind of having to trust that the paint kind of shines a little bit where it lands because of the light. I'm kind of having to rely on that. A little bit blue on the face, yeah. There we go. Okay. We are going to get the right paintbrush. And then we are going to drop some white into the eyes so that our yellow actually shows up. Oh, that was messy. I'll clean that up with some black. Okay, well, we're waiting for that to dry. You're going to... Oh yeah, didn't I get some blue on here? Yeah, that's right. Let me clean that up a little bit. Or purple eyes. Ooh, purple eyes. I like that. You just won. I don't know what you won, but you just won. I accidentally dry brush some purple onto this, or some blue onto this tail, and I really don't want blue on this tail. There we go. It's a little better. So we're going to let the eyes dry, and while we're doing that, we are going to base coat this puppy. So we're going to base coat this base with some burnt sienna. So let's go grab some of that. Oops. Let's not put the camera all over the place. We're just going to drop some burnt sienna on here. Apparently we're going to need more than that. So this is going to be our base coat. And then we're going to be putting some green on here, as per Joel's suggestion, and have that go up the dragon's legs, which I think is going to look pretty cool. There we go. Get that texture even. Bam. Okay. That's our base coat. Cool beans. That is our... Okay. ABR brow. We are going some purple. And we'll see how this goes. This is a wine purple, which, as we have discovered, I'm a fan of. There's one. There's two. There we go. That was a good call. Yeah, it's always the easiest. Boom. Yeah, that was a good call. I like that purple. I'm just going to clean up the edges with some black once it dries. But we're getting really close. In fact, I'm going to have to start doing some green here onto this guy's legs. Yeah, there's some good music to this. Get some green on the legs. I don't know why he has green on his legs per se, but I like this. It just kind of seemed to work well. Completely working off camera yet again. Great production quality. There we go. I like Joel's idea of like kind of an algae moss kind of growing up the legs. Like he's been sitting there for a while. Has some nice color to it too. Ooh, blue tongue. Oh yeah, that's right. I still need you inside the mouth. Still drying. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Super blue tongue. We're gonna clean up some edges here. Actually, that's a really clean. Go, let's get that. Man, those eyes look really good to me. Wow. Amazing what happens when you actually have, like, oh, black on the horn. Quick. Dab it off. Woohoo! Another close one. Yeah, blue tongue. I like that idea. I need a different edging brush. Perfect. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, we're almost done. We just need that mouth done. We're good. You know, I think what I want as the base, I like the idea of a that like dark purple that we were playing around with initially, as the inside of the mouth. And then that blue tongue. So where's my mixing brush? There you are. Ah, that's too black. I need some lighter. There you go. That's what I was actually looking for. Okay. I'm gonna take this guy. Let's get this interior going. I am completely off camera again, alright. There we go. Okay, I need this. There we go. Get basically white teeth. We'll call it a day. Yeah, we're just gonna go for that like Green Lantern tone. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but I like this idea of this like super bright blue tongue. Let's see. The purple ties into the eyes as well, which actually kind of works. Make sure we get all the nooks and crannies in here. Go. Rawr. Okay, what else is left to do? We are looking at second coat. On here. Darken this puppy up. There we go. not seeing any gray, which is good. And once that dries, we'll throw some green stippling and stuff like that on there, and then tie it into the base. We'll probably super glue that guy up, and we will call this guy done. Let's start with some glue on the tongue. Oh, I just like it like that. Big blue tongue. And we'll see. Yeah, it could work pretty well. I don't know. Yeah, leaving the horns white. I like all the claws are white. I think it kind of gives the heavy contrast that I wanted. And same with the crest. If I really wanted to, I could throw some like red on there for like blood and battle damage, but I think I'm liking the white. Speaking of white, see if we can get those teeth in there. Angry teeth. This guy definitely needs to go see the dentist. Let's see if we can get some of these recipes out. Clean it up as best I could, but I still have some 3D printing wispies on it. There we go. Okay. Now I wonder... I might go with a more purple tongue. Because if his kind of fleshy color is just kind of like this purplish blue, I kind of want to show that where he is the most fleshy, he is the most this color. Let's see. Nope, stop that. Let's see how this goes. Dang, that did not work. I'm gonna have to fix that up. Let's try that off. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. Purple matches the rest of the aesthetic. Yeah, horns like white bone. Exactly. Same as the claws. There we go. I think he's just about done. I'm liking him. So, that's a little bit tacky. That's fine. We're just gonna let that dry a little bit longer. Okay. Well, I think we're just about done here. we're going to be gluing this guy onto the base, doing some final stippling of green onto the base, and then making sure that that climbs up onto his feet. But apart from that, I think he's just about done. I may look at him later and find some parts I needed to work on. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. Thank you for everyone who stuck around and watched. ABR2, Brow 3, thank you for sticking with me this whole time. It was fun to chat. Always fun to meet a fellow painter and fellow painter on YouTube. So this has been fun. I'm really happy with this. About 3.5 hours what this took, which is definitely faster than my last piece. It was almost 5 for that red dragon. Yeah, may need to do some extra touching up, but it's gonna be a lot of like a little bit of paint, wait for it to dry, a little bit of paint, wait for it to dry type thing. So we shall find out. I will definitely post some pictures of this on Instagram. I'll have links. I'll have a link for that at the in the description once this goes live. Actually, I should probably, yeah, I'll get the description with links and stuff like that in there. But we'll have this guy roughly on here. That's what it'll be. We'll glue him on there and get some green on there. It'll be good. It'll be good. So, anyways, thanks for sticking with it. Have an excellent rest of your day. I am we'll just leave it on break for a little while, let the music play out, and yeah, have a good one.